Hiya guys, it's Mark here. Right, this video is now about competitions. This is one of the major ways you can get your group from zero to thousands and thousands of members. Now do remember, we all start with zero, we all did, and then we get into this and we start to learn. So to give you an example of what happened to me, was I started my group, I invited about 200 to 300 friends into the group, and of course some of those left, and then I started to run competitions. And the first competition didn't do great. It went from about the 300 members up to about 1,200, and then I ran another one very quickly afterwards, and that went from 1,200 to about 3,000, and then they started to grow, especially as I got better with them. So the whole point of running a competition is we decide to give away and promote some products in order that people will add their friends into the group. Now, yes, that costs you. Let's say you give away £20. Well, that's costing you about £16 to do. However, if you run your competitions right, you will get sales off that, both straight away and long term. This is really important. So the first thing we need to do, guys, is we get our group started. We need to get it to about 50 to 100 members. So from your own friends and from promoting into other groups, you want to get your group up to about 50 people, maybe more to about 100. And it's really important that we get this going as quick as we can. Make sure your group's interactive. Have a couple of interactive posts in there. Make sure you're adding your 5 products a day, and just get it a little bit of energy. So when people go on it, they see what's going on with it. And then the next thing we need to do is we need to start with this competition post. Now, I've just done this on iPicky. What I did, I took about 9, 10, 12, I don't know, items from the K-Life site, and I took the images, created this collage within iPicky, and then once you've made it, you want to put a number on each of these posts, which is very important. Now, the whole point is you're going to put this text up to tell people what to do for the competition. And basically it says, which of these do you want to win? It's competition time, etc. Now, what I'm asking people to do is to comment below the number of the item that they want to win. And this is important because it creates interaction. They're commenting below on the post. So as you'll see, if I move down the screen, there you go, Nathaniel there says he wants to put number 7. Now, as soon as somebody does that, I will welcome them to the group. I'll just put welcome and I tag them. And I remind them to add some friends, so that brings them back to the competition. The other thing you'll notice at the top, guys, is we have an end date. So I always pick a date of when it's going to finish, and I almost make sure I do that when I've actually got about 3 hours in the evening to actually handle it, because what you'll find is over the week, give it 5 to 7 days, over the week you get an awful lot of people who want to be added into your group, and you have to approve them all manually, and you need a bit of time to do that. But on the final couple of hours, it can go absolutely crazy. So make sure you plan ahead to an evening where you've got a bit of time to focus on it and concentrate on it. So you give away a main prize, and if you want, you can give away some £5 vouchers. Those vouchers are fantastic because people order, but they're getting a bit of a discount, so it gets you new customers. Not everybody uses those. So this is what we need to do at the top of the page. Create your collage, decide when it's going to end, decide what prizes you're going to put there. I always add in something like a £25 voucher, so that if there's something there that doesn't take the fancy, they can do. However, I do find duvets move like crazy, and I do get lots of comments asking how much individual ones are in the post. So once you get that up and running, you will start to get people straight away adding their friends. Now, this can start slowly and it can start fast, so don't worry if it does start slowly, because some of them can be really painful, but we need to promote this 4 times per day to keep it really moving. So as people start to join the competition, so as you see, Nathaniel there said number 7, I've made sure I've tagged him and welcomed him to the competition, and then in comes Alice, and again, I like Alice's post, I tag them when I reply, and then people put extra questions in the bottom. Now, the other thing you can do, which is really important, a couple of times a day, is there's your post. You can click on there and you can click wow. And then maybe half an hour or so later, you can unlike that and you can click it again as a like. Now, you should have watched the interactive training videos on the Get Started and the Facebook Mastery, but just by doing little things like that, then sends a notification to everybody in the group. The other thing you can also do is when you launch a competition is you can change the name of your group, so Squirrel Shopping and Gifts, and because this is the last day, that's what I've done. I've put a little note in there to say it's the last day. You can change the name of your group every day, so you could say 4 days to go, 3 days to go, and again, you're notifying everybody in your group. So we keep welcoming them, and we also praise and thank them. And you will find that some people try to tag the friends like this. If you look at Shelley Haley's post there, she tried to tag people to join them, and that's not how they do it. For people to add friends to the group, they have to either use the add members box on the right, or on a mobile phone, there's an icon about up here at the top. So you do need to explain to people who are trying to enter your competition how they've actually got to add them in. And that's what I do. I always just say you need to add them to the group and explain how it's done. So that's not a problem because, again, it's more interaction with people in your team. And what you'll find is you get lots and lots and lots of comments. Now, 4 times a day, you want to praise and thank. Okay, praise and thanks, really, really important. And I've done one here. Now, the first thing you want to do, guys, is always use images as much as you can. They get much more interaction and they get noticed. So just go onto Google and type in whatever you're looking for and then click the image button. And this is what I found. Great effort, well done, and just some great ads tonight. Keep up the good work and we will run the leaderboard in the morning. So constantly praise and thank people. Again, this gives them a nudge. It brings them back. And this flies all the time. Go through it, and then we need to do this thing called the leaderboard, and the leaderboard is exactly that. It's just a list of who's winning and whereabouts they are. So, and this one here, if you can see it, let's see if I made it a bit bigger. There we go. The leaderboard today is, and then I actually tag each person. And what this does is it then gives them a nudge to say, hang on a minute, you're in the lead or you're down the bottom or wherever you are. And again, it brings people in. And usually after I've done the leaderboard, we get another wave of ads to the group. Now, we need to keep good records as people are being added. Now, I haven't got any ads at the moment, I don't think. Let me just refresh it. Now, what happens is every time somebody adds somebody to your group, you have to approve them. And it comes up with a little bar across the top here. And sorry, I haven't got that at the moment. So what you need to do is to keep a record somewhere. And you can either do it by paper and pen, or you can, I use Google Drive. I just find if I do it that way, then if something goes wrong with a computer, I've always got the list. So Google Drive, and to give you an example of Google Drive with my list is here. So this is what I've got. And I keep a record of, so Nathaniel there, when he joined, first of all, he put 23 in, then he put 4, and then there was a total of 27. And I kind of do a total every time we run a leaderboard. So you need to keep a good record of who's added who. And I can't show you this, but when people add people, if you do it on your computer, it actually says Fred Smith was ordered by Barney Grimble, or whatever he's called. And you keep a record of all the people who've done it. And that's why you do your leaderboard every morning or every day. So that's really important. And then what else do we do? Praise and thank 4 times a day, different times a day. That keeps bringing people back to the page. Make sure we tag people and we make sure we use images as much as we can. Now you can also promote your competition on external groups. And the way that I would do that is you can just go on to any page that you wanted, any external selling group, add this image here, but you can put the text at the top, not quite the same, but put something like, which of these would you like to win for free? If so, comment with the number below. And again, this creates a post on a group that causes lots of interaction and keeps bumping it up the top, and you'll get lots and lots of people saying, me, number 7, or I'd like this, number 8. Leave it for maybe 6-7 hours, and then go back, edit your original post, put a link in the top to your page, just do it once, and then go down through all of the comments and say, hi, thanks for that. To join this great competition, look at the link in the top of the post. This saves you having to put the link in again and again and risking a ban. And this will get lots and lots of people trying to join your group. And then once they've joined your group, they see the competition and they start adding the friends. And this is a regular thing to do. So promote it as often as you can, and then just keep running your competition as much as you can for the 7 days. And then as you sort of get to the end, now mine's due to finish in a little bit tonight, every day are being welcoming people to the competition. It's another chance of praise and thanks. But then as we get to the last day, we start to do a countdown. And the last day is the day you really want to be promoting it, because this is when you can get most of the adverts. So there you go, another image, who will win? People jumping for joy. Other people are putting posts up. There you go, kids and dogs and all sorts of things. Remember, use these images as much as you can. And then we put a countdown of 3 days to go. Who will win? Saturday's leaderboard. I'm so excited. And then woohoo. And then as you come to the final day, I will change the name of the group to the last day. And then I've put 24 hours there. Use things that people recognize. Again, take today's results. And then we start the countdown. So 6 hours left. 4 hours left, as you see there. Oh, it's jumping. Oh, and then I put less than 3 hours to go, and I've made a mistake with that image. It should say 3 hours, not 3 days. I'll delete that one off. So you get the idea. You do a countdown and keep at it all the time. All the way through while you're running your competition, you want to be adding your 5 products per day because you will get sales. You want to be running interactive posts, and this really just pushes your interaction up like crazy. And as you push your interaction up, Facebook really increases your reach. More and more people within the group see it, and it just snowballs. Now, how often should you run a competition? I would say while you're trying to get your group up to the numbers you want, every other week, if not every week. You can do little flash competitions in the evening. You can do sort of first person add 25, I don't know, and then pull everybody out of a hat, however you want to do it. And the only other thing I'd say is some people may pick up a ban by adding thousands and thousands of people in one go. So you might want to tell people to limit it to 25 or 50 at a time. Now, these competitions are really exciting because it really knocks your numbers up. Now, last week, my group was at about 9,000 people. And as you say, I've got 11,600 there. Just to warn you, you do get people drop out. Some people get added and don't want to be in and they disappear. Don't worry about that. It's about getting people who stick at it. But if you just work it again and again and again, it really starts to build and it really grows nicely. So keep your funny posts up, keep your interaction going, do it all on your own group, run the competition. And what you'll find straight after this one, there's a brilliant 10 steps competition training. Have a look at that as well. Start your competition. And as usual, if you need help, if you want support with it, if you want a bit of advice while you're doing your competition, speak to me or your upline and we'll help you to do that. And use those competitions. See who can get the group up to 20,000 the fastest, and just watch those sales and your team grow because you've got that done. Hope that's helped, guys. As usual, if you need any help, give us a shout.